Tier 4 board, beautiful board that's taking shape. And I want to go over first of all how this is organized. Obviously we have our new strategic initiatives here, right? And we've added some foundational values, if you will, which are resource planning. Because as we talked about, if we don't plan what our resources are working on and do that well and make sure they're focused on the right things, then we have chaos. And ITIL processes, change management, problem management, those are pillars of what we should be doing and what we are doing. And governance, those are the three that I've highlighted. Without good governance, we won't be as effective, right? So is there agreement on that?
Oh, yeah.
There's probably a lot more, but I listed those three. Then we have projects that we've identified for each that support each of the strategic goals. Okay? So we'll be keeping this up to date. We'll be asking Geyer and his team and Aaron if they're operational projects and others to keep these projects up to date so that when we go through these Tier 4 boards.
Wind or sleep or around.
So these are our key investments and projects and initiatives that need to be successful so we can move these strategies forward. And that is absolutely important, right? We all need to be committed to that. In the line of business planning, you did value streams, right? So those value streams really go towards how effective we are in managing projects and our operations and inputs and outputs, right? And so they're very important in this whole process. And we really need to get value streams identified for each of these. And we spend a lot of time and money and staff time doing our line of business planning. We need to make that visible and effective. Do you want to say anything else about value streams and how they relate to the board?
Yeah, so I've been spending a little time here, and we were just talking with Abby from the 8th floor about how we're organized, and she said, your board was great before, you've changed it a little bit, and I think this is what really makes it real for Bill to be able to kind of help manage our organization and know what's going on. And the value streams are really, we've got the strategies and then the projects to accomplish those strategies, but the projects really affect our value streams, how we do business, and change that so that we get different results. Bill's going to talk about it in a second, but if we can change our value streams, how we do business based on these projects, then we're going to get the results that show that we've met our strategies.
That's excellent, yes. And then we have our measurements. Our measurements, and these are critical. Obviously they align again with our goals, but these are critical in measuring how effective we are in moving forward with our strategy and the changes that the projects have made, right, and our value streams changes. And so there's a bunch of measurements here that have been identified, and so the ask that we have here is that we have owners for each of these, and that we identify the metrics by July 1st. Okay? So if you're an owner of one of these, and we've indicated some names here. Stephen, you've got mobile applications.
Yay! Oh, I'm sorry.
And we need the metrics so we can track these, and this is critical so we can show progress. Okay? Without measurements, we really don't have much.
Can I throw in a comment on that?
Yeah.
So one of the ones that we've started working on is figuring out cloud adoption. So related to effective digital systems, we had a meeting the other day and said, well, what are the main things that are going to help us know if we've got effective digital systems? And one of those is cloud adoption throughout our infrastructure and applications. So we sat down and we tried to figure out, well, how do we actually measure that? And there's a lot of detail that goes into figuring out how are we going to measure this, how is everyone on the same page, and there's 4 or 5 different areas that need to know we're all measuring it the same way, and this is where we're trying to get to over time. I thought it was a really good meeting, but it just pointed out for each one of these measures there's some work to get everybody on the same page with what it actually means and how we're going to measure it, and so how are we going to operate to accomplish those measures.
Okay. And so that's one ask. So please look at the board, and if your name's identified, Ann will be contacting you and asking you, and she won't give up, by the way, so please respond to her. The other thing is we need updated project updates, and we need that actually this week, so that we can show the status of our various initiatives that go to support the strategy. So then, your Tier 3 boards need to support this.